That's what happens. Hey, Adam. There ain't no going back. So, how you all doing? I hope you're having good days. And it's been kind of wacky where I've been lately. And hopefully we'll see more peaceful and prosperous times in the immediate future. I can tell you that it has been kind of hairy at times. Fortunately, on the markets, if you're a trader, you have access to the VEPs. Whether the world is hairy or smooth, you can still exploit the inefficiencies of random markets and trade the occurrences of opportunities by making smart trades, taking profits early and often, limiting your loss, and not being emotionally attached to your trades. It is now Tuesday. So whatever the date is, it's the 24th of September. So we're coming up on the last week of September. And you'll notice there's a lot of FOMO in the Bitcoin market. And it is absurd. People say, oh, it's time now, it's time. People are like bulls waiting to get out, jump into the rodeo. You have no idea what you're doing if you're creating Voodoo TA. Right? It has been quite obvious what's been happening on the VEPS levels, especially as you look at the higher time frames of the bigger picture and the lower time frames for actual entries and exits. People are looking for, what was that meme coin that guy made $1 million on in the last couple of weeks? He put like $800 worth of SOL on some, what was it, $600, whatever, some very small amount. He bought a Solana, relatively small amount, and turned it into like 1.3 or 1.4 million bucks in 2 weeks. It was some meme coin, went up like 17,000% from the time he bought it. Hopefully that guy's sold, because I don't know if it's going up any more or not, but if you make $800 into $1 million in 2 weeks, and you think that is a meme coin that's not going to mean revert, boy oh boy, you have another thing coming. In fact, I saw that from the 21st to the 23rd, the asset had already begun mean reverting significantly. So hopefully he sold at or near the high. I don't know anything about who that trader is or anything like that, but did see that, and it was one of those reminders that yes, you can make tons of insane profits if you happen to catch the right altcoin at the right moment with the right position size and take your profits when it pops. Right? But trying to swing trade those kind of things, frankly, can be insane. And yeah, if you've already got tons of cash, you don't even care if you lose that $600. It's just a gamble. What do you care? Let it ride, right? But if you let it ride up to $1 million and it gets there, it gets to 1.3 or 1.4, and you don't take your profit, I don't know what to tell you. Like, even if you know something about this coin and you think it's gonna keep going to the moon or whatever, there's no reason to not take profits and then have more capital in your base if you really want to hold more of it for the future for some reason, right? Anyway, those are just my thoughts about that. Because it seems when you see something like that happen, you think, oh, that could have been me. No, it could not have been you. Because either the guy had inside information or he got extremely lucky. Right? Because there's no way that you can know that a new meme coin that just launched is going to pump such a huge amount. There's literally no way to know that, right? Even if you use the VAPs and everything else, when it has no history, there's nothing to read. So even if you put on the 1 second time frame and just use that, as your basis, and then eventually get to the 1 minute and all that, it's going to take you several days, or at least a day. The first 6 hours of the day before you have any decent reads on some of the indicators, even on the 1 minute. So that is all I will say about that. If you want to, figure out how to do that. I mean, again, what he did with that, what he did with that coin is so the real world. That just doesn't happen. So, that's all I got to say about that. I don't want to dwell on it too long. Over here. Let's see. We're talking the speaker because I think it is ще так виросли. Сорти скунка там иде. Точно. Это завжди не дзиже. Око. So, better. All right. Shalom. Hey, doggy. You're such a cute doggy. Hello. Hello, doggy. Hello. You're so cute. You were so cute. Hey, folks. Crazy times. Anyway, as I was saying, if you want to know how to the meme coins like that, well, you got to know a lot of inside information about the projects, which means you have to get into what they call alpha groups, right? And by alpha groups, I'm not talking about alpha trading, our trading group, which teaches you how to trade VAPs properly. I'm talking about alpha, like information. In other words, early information about projects in Web3. How do you do that? Well, if you get into various NFT projects or Web3 projects, they typically will have channels. If they have like a Discord or if they have a Telegram, they'll have tons of spam and some bots that say where to get more information about the project, etc. But in Discords, and sometimes in Twitter spaces, you'll get access to information from other people who are sharing information about other projects. This is, I think, most prevalent and easiest to find and organize in Discord. The reason I say that is because in Discord, most proper Web3 projects that have a Discord will typically have alpha channels just full of information like that. But some Telegrams also have that kind of information and are very effective at getting the word out because they have fairly large followings sometimes, or they have followings of, influencers or people who have large followings who can make an impact with dropping a tweet or a message on whatever platform. Right? So they can send a message to not just thousands, but tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. And of them, there's a core group that are very active in the space. And they're the kind of people, and it's very cliquish. It's very high school clique. I mean, it really is. And, sorry, that's just how it is. It's the popular kids clubs of Web3 and NFT and all that stuff. And you don't have to like it. The beauty of it is you don't really have to care or get involved. But if you want to be in their cliques, the very first to know, well, then you need to sort of spend time in their little groups, listening to their chatter. You can interact with it. And in some places, the more you interact, the more information you have access to, because it'll affect who is in direct contact with you, etc. But generally speaking, you want to avoid anything that has bad information about the teams. You want to do things like reverse image search. If you see team photos, right, you want to look up names on LinkedIn or GitHub or other platforms where people share information that's relevant to Web3 and crypto and blockchain and all that stuff, NFTs. You want to look up if people have well-known aliases. If they do, if they're well-known wallets, because a lot of people flex their wallets for whatever stupid reason, and that ends up being evidentiary information that can tell you a lot about a person, right? Do they invest in a bunch of garbage, or do they invest in projects that succeed? Have they been able to succeed from their investments in crypto or Web3 or NFTs, or are they constantly depositing money and never withdrawing any? Right? Same with traders on exchanges. Are they constantly depositing and never withdrawing? If you're a real trader, you are never really depositing, right? You just turning your capital. I mean, you withdraw at the end of your trading session and you put it back the next day to trade again. But you're never depositing more than you withdrew the last time at the end of your trading session, right? You're just going to put back whatever amount you want to put at risk and just turn that into more and more profit over time, and just keep withdrawing larger and larger amounts at the end of every trading session. Or you can just keep it modest and just keep stacking based on the same, like you could decide every day you just want to put in, you want to take out whatever you make at the end of the day after you've put in whatever it is, $5,000 or whatever like that. You might be like, I never want to put in more than $5,000 on an exchange. Even if I never want to trade more than $5,000. I never want to start with more than $5,000 as my daily trading capital, even if you're using a decentralized exchange, which technically means you're not depositing your money on the exchange. One of the greatest reasons to use decentralized exchanges, by the way. The money's never leaving your wallet. Unless, of course, you lose trades, in which case, then yes, the money's quite literally leaving your wallet. But at least in that case, the only reason it's leaving your wallet is because you lost the exchange. You lost the trade. Right? You're not depositing onto some exchange and then they take your wallet when you lose the trade to whoever the counterparty is, which is usually the exchange, by the way. And when you're on a DEX, a proper DEX, like BISC or whatever, then you're actually, running that trade against usually a real person, not actually a decentralized exchange itself, because usually they don't have any staff, or they have extremely small staff, and they're not running trades against their users. They're just running the software that allows the exchange to exist, right? So they're just literally running decentralized exchange software on some computers. And so, like, if you're running BISC, right, you're running that software on your own machine. If you're using a web-based decentralized exchange, then obviously there are other issues at play, but you still never are putting your treasure onto any exchange. You keep it on your wallet until you are done with the trade, and it only leaves your wallet if you lose the trade. Anyway, that's going to be all for now. Bitcoin, see you.